Hi guys! Welcome to another episode of Learn Math with Sir Mark, and in this video, I'm going to discuss geometric sequence. But before anything else, please don't forget to subscribe on my channel and click the bell button so that you will be notified whenever I'm going to upload a new one. So if you're ready, let's go! First, let us define what is geometric sequence. A sequence in which each term after the first can be obtained by multiplying the preceding term by a fixed constant is called a geometric sequence. That fixed constant that we're referring to is what we call the common ratio. Okay, to illustrate it, consider the sequence 3, 12, 48, and 192. This is an example of geometric sequence. Why? Okay, observe that if I'm going to divide 12 by 3, the quotient is 4. Likewise, if I'm going to divide 48 by 12, the quotient is 4. And lastly, if I'm going to divide 192 by 48, the result is also 4. Once again, this fixed constant here, this number here, is what we call the common ratio. Okay, from the definition, the second term is produced after the first is multiplied by the fixed constant, or the common ratio. See that? 3 times 4, that will give us 12. Similarly, the third term is produced after the preceding term, which is the second term, and that is 12. Multiply it by 4, the result will be 48. Same thing goes for 192. 48 times 4, the result will become 192. Okay, so again, this is the first 4 terms of the geometric sequence. Okay, now, what if we are looking for the 10th term? Let's say 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and the 10th term. What do you think will be the 10th term? Of course, we can multiply 192 times 4, then the product by 4, and so on, right? But take note that if you're going to do that procedure, that will be tedious, okay? And besides, masyadong malaki if we're going to do that. Okay, so now what we're going to do here is we're going to derive the formula in getting the nth term of a geometric sequence. Okay, so consider the first term, a sub 1. Okay, then the second term, from the definition, we're going to multiply that first term by the common ratio, right? Okay, that is a sub 2 is equal to a sub 1 times r. Next, the third term is produced, okay, by multiplying the preceding term, which is a sub 2, by the common ratio. See that? But take note, ang a sub 2 natin is a sub 1 times r. Right? This is a sub 2. Okay, this is a sub 2 times the common ratio. Okay, so the product of this one is a sub 1 r squared. See that? Okay, if we're going to continue this, the fourth term is a sub 3 r. But once again, ang a sub 3 natin, okay, ang a sub 3 natin is this, which is a sub 1 r squared, okay, times r. See that? Okay, simplifying this, we're going to have a sub 1 r cubed. There you go. Now, if we're going to continue this, in general, the nth term, okay, the nth term of a geometric sequence is given by a sub 1 r raised to, okay, before I write the exponent, take a look at this. Okay, if this is 2, the exponent is 1. If this is 3, the exponent is 2. If this is 4, the exponent is 3. Do you see the pattern? So, in other words, if this is n, the exponent of this one should be n minus 1. See that? Okay, again, this is the formula in finding the nth term of a geometric sequence. Okay, so clear? So let's have example number 1. Okay. Write the first 5 terms of the geometric sequence whose first element is a and whose common ratio is r. Okay, again, we're looking for the first 5 terms. Okay, of course, if the first element is negative 2, okay, So the second term will be obtained by multiplying negative 2 by the common ratio r. So that is negative 2 times 3 will give us negative 6, okay, times 3 will give us negative 18, times 3 will give us negative 54, and times 3, so 54 times 3 will give us 162. Right? There you go. So this is the answer in letter A. So the first 5 elements of this sequence with the first term A and common ratio R. Okay. Okay. In letter B, okay, the first term is negative 64. So since the common ratio is 1/3, so all we have to do is to multiply negative 64 by 1/3. That is, you cannot simplify that. So the second term here will become 64 over 3. See that? Next. Okay, multiplying this second term by 1/3, again, nothing will change in our numerator, still negative 64. Okay, the denominator, 3 times 3, that will be 9. Clear? Okay, there you go. So the fourth term, again, multiply this by 1/3, that will be 64 over 27. And lastly, okay, negative 64 over 27 times 3, that will be 81. There you go. So these are the first 5 terms of the sequence, geometric sequence with first element A and common ratio R. Okay, let's have problem number 2 or example number 2. Okay, so find the specified term, okay, of the given geometric sequence. In this sequence, we're looking for the 6th term. Okay, so again, recall natin yung formula. A sub n is equal to the first term times the common ratio raised to n minus 1. So that's what we're going to use. Okay? Now, so if we're looking for the 6th term, okay, that is, the 6th term is equal to the first term, which is 5, times the common ratio. Okay, ang common ratio natin is 15 over 5. Okay, ang 15 over 5 is 3. Right? So, therefore, times 3 raised to, since 6 term yan, that's simply 6 minus 1. See that? Okay, nakita yung pattern. So, that is 5 times 3 raised to 5. Okay. So, what is 5 times 3 raised to 5? So, take note, ang 3 raised to 5 is 243. So, as much as possible, dapat familiarize yourself on those numbers. So, ang 243, okay, 243 times 5, that is 1,215. Okay, you can double check that. Okay, we're done with letter A. Next, for letter B, okay, common ratio natin, negative 8 over 16, that's negative 1/2. See that? Okay, so to get the 7th term, I'm going to use a different color here para hindi nakakalito. Ang 7th term natin dito is the first term 16 times the common ratio, negative 1/2, okay, raised to 7 minus 1. That will be 6. See that? Okay, now, okay, take note. Ang negative number raised to an even exponent will become positive. Agree? Okay, so that is, this one will become 16 raised to 1 over 2 raised to 6. See that? But take note, ang 16 can be expressed as a power of 2, right? Ang 16 natin, take note, kids, ang 16 is 2 to the 4th, okay? Times 1 over 2 to the 6. And therefore, by the law of exponent, so this one can be written as 1 over 2 raised to 2 or 1/4. See that? 1/4. Okay, so the 7th term of this sequence is 1 over 4. Okay? Last. Okay. So, for letter C, okay, for letter C, so, again, kunin natin yung common ratio. 54 over 81. Okay, 54 over 81. So, ilan yun? Okay, wait. 54 over 81, that is 9 times 6, right? Ang 81 is 9 times 9. But still, okay, cancel to. We can further simplify 6 and 9. That is 2/3. right? So therefore, the common ratio of this one is 2/3. Okay, so let me use a different color here. So if we're looking for the 10th term, okay, so what we're going to do is this. So the first term, which is 81, the common ratio is 2/3. We're going to raise it by 10 minus 1. That is 9. See that? Okay, like what we did in letter B, okay, so this is 81 times 2 to the 9, okay, over 3 to the 9. Okay, there you go, 3 to the 9. Okay, note that ang 81 can be expressed as power of 3, right? So that is 3 to the 4th, okay, 3 to the 4th, siguro 2 to the 9 over 3 to the 9. See that? Now, like what we did here, so law of exponent, so this one will become 1 over 3 to the 5th. Okay, so subtract lang natin yung 4 minus 9. That will be negative 5. In that case, yung 5 natin will be on the denominator. So therefore, this one will become 2 raised to 9 over 3 raised to 5. See that? Actually, you can simplify that. And 2 to the 9th, that is 512 or 512 all over 3 raised to 5 is 243. There you go. Okay. Let's have the next item. Okay, example number 3. What is the 7th term of the geometric sequence? Square root of 3, 1 over square root of 3, 1 over 3 square root of 3, and so on. Okay, so, okay, to get the 7th term, recall natin yung formula. Okay, so the formula for in finding the nth term is a sub n time equals the first term, a sub 1, times r raised to n minus 1. But since we're looking for the 7th term, let me erase n and replace it by 7. See that? So, that is, this one can be simplified as, okay, a sub 1, r raised to 6. Okay, what I have here is the first term, which is square root of 3. But we do not have the common ratio, okay? So, take note, to get the common ratio, either you divide the second term by the first term, or the third term by the second term. Either of the two will work, okay, since from the word itself, common ratio. Okay, suppose I'm going to divide this, okay, so to get the common ratio, okay, so the third term, which is 1 over 3 square root of 3, all over 1 over square root of 3. Clearly, okay, masi-simplify, maka-cancel ko yung 1 over square root of 3, right? So, therefore, the common ratio here is 1/3. See that? So, that is, meron akong 1/3 raised to 6. Okay, law of exponent. Okay, law of exponent. And square root of 3 can be written as 3 raised to 1/2. Okay, then this one can be simplified as 1 over 3 to the 6. Okay, next, law of exponent. Again, okay, napaka-important niyan. So, since quotient to, okay, same base, subtract the exponent. So, that is 1/2 minus 6. Okay, but ang 1/2 minus 6 is negative 11 over 2. Again, paano nga ba sinisimplify ulit to? Recall natin yung law of exponent. Okay, so note that ang x raised to negative m can be written as 1 over x to the m. See that? So, therefore, this one can be written as 1 over 3 raised to 11 over 2. Okay? Or 1 over square root of 3 raised to 11. And we already know how to simplify this. Tama? Okay, take note. Dito ko na lang sulat. Okay? That's 1 over square root of 3 to the 10th. Okay, 3 to the 10th times 3. Diba? So, that is 10 over 2. Since 2 yung index ko dyan, that would be 5. So, therefore, this one is 1 over 3 to the 5th square root of 3. Okay, and again, alam natin, so ang 3 to the 5th is 243. There you go. Therefore, once again, ang 7th term natin is 1 over 243 square root of 3. Okay? Sundan nyo na lang yung solution. Pag ganun. Okay. So, next. Problem number 4. I guess this is easier compared to number 3. Okay. What is the 5th term? Alright. What is the 5th term of the geometric sequence with initial term, initial term 2 and a common ratio of 3? Okay. Again, we're looking for the 5th term. So, back to the formula. Ang 5th term is given by the first term times the common ratio raised to 5 minus 1, which is 4. Then that's it. Okay? So, the first term is 2, the common ratio is 3, raised to 4. Ganun lang kasimple. Okay, ang 3 raised to 4, take note, that's 81 times 2, that's 162. Okay, there you go. Clear? Okay. Next, problem number 5. What must be added to each of the numbers 2, 3, and 5 in order that the resulting numbers form a geometric sequence? Definitely, yung numbers na 1, okay, 1, 2, 2, 3, and 5 are not geometric. Simply because, if you're going to divide this, 3 halves yan, ito, 5/3. So, hindi common yung quotient. So, it's not geometric. Now, ang tanong kasi, we are going to add a certain number. Let's say, we don't know. So, let's say K. Okay? Kay 3, mag-add ako ng same number as well kay 5 so that this 3 terms here will form a geometric sequence. See that? Dapat maging geometric sequence yan. So, paano mangyayari yon? So, that is, yung concept natin, take note, okay? Yung concept natin dyan, yung a sub 2 over the a sub 1 is equal to a sub 3, which is the third term, over the second term, a sub 2. See that? Okay, so that is, okay, dito ko na lang. So, doing that, okay, so, we're going to have 3 plus k over 2 plus k equals 5 plus k over 3 plus k. There you go. So, to manipulate this one, all you have to do is to cross multiply, right? So, that is, multiply ko lang to dyan. Okay, then ito. So, we're going to have, dito ko na lang sulat, 3 plus k to be squared, alright, equals 2 plus k plus, times 5 plus k. There you go. So, expand, okay, square the binomial, that will be 9 plus 6k plus k squared equals FOIL method, so that will be 10, okay, 5k, then 2k, we're going to have 7k, okay, plus k squared. Okay, obviously, maka-cancel yung k squared, right? So, combine like terms, okay, combine like terms, so, I'm going to transpose 6k on the right side, I'm going to have k, okay, then 9 minus 10, that will be negative 1. So, therefore, the value of k is negative 1. Now, check natin. Okay, check natin. So, 2 minus 1, okay, 2 minus 1 is 1. 3 minus 1 is 2. Okay, 5 minus 1 is 4. Ang tanong, geometric ba yan? Yes. So, meaning to say, ang common ratio is 2. Multiply ko to ng 2, that's 2. Multiply ko to ng 2, the answer is 4. Okay? So, that's it. Again, the value of k here is negative 1. Okay, second to the last item. In a geometric sequence, 18, negative 12, 8, which term is 512 over 729? Okay. Which term is 512 over 729? Okay. So, since given ang first 3 terms, okay, makukuha natin yung common ratio dyan. Okay, so let me rewrite it. Alright. So, that is 18, negative 12, 8. So, take note, ang common ratio natin, that's negative 12 over 18. Okay, which is divisible by 6. Negative 2 over 3. See that? Okay, so to get the fourth term, all you have to do is to multiply the preceding term by negative 2/3. That is negative 16 over 3. See that? Okay. The fifth term will be, again, multiply ko yung fourth term ng negative 2/3. That will become positive 32 over 9. Then, continue the process until you reach which term is 512 over 729. Okay, I think madali lang naman yun. So, 32 times negative 2, that will be negative 64 over 27. Okay. Then, times 2 ulit, yung numerator, that will be 128 over 81. Then, alternate, negative. 128 times 2, that will be 256. Okay. Then, this one will become 243. Okay. Times 2, negative yan. So, positive, that's it. 512. Okay, of course, 729 yan. So, 243 times 3, that's 729. There you go. As for the question, which term? O, bilangin na lang natin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So, therefore, this one is the 9th term. Okay? This is the 9th term. Okay? Clear? Okay. Last item on this short video. Yeah, short. Okay? So, the 30th term and the 50th term of the geometric sequence are 5 and 6 respectively. Okay. So, again, the 50th term, a sub 50, is 6. That can be written as the first term, r raised to 49. Right? Similarly, yung 30th term is 5, which is ar raised to 29. Okay, ang tanong kasi, which term is 36 over 5? Yan lang yung information na meron tayo. Okay, now, the trick is this. Okay, take note, yung 36 over 5, okay, yung 36 over 5 can be breakdown into 6 times 6 over 5. See that? Now, take note, yung 6, that is ar raised to 49, right? ar raised to 49. Now, ang tanong, ano yung 6 over 5? Simple. Divide ko lang to, okay? So, that will be 6 over 5, okay? ar raised to 49 over ar raised to 29. And clearly, maka-cancel ko dyan to. Maka-cancel yung a. So, what will be left here is, okay, ang 6 to the 5th, 6 over 5 is r raised to 20. See that? There you go. So, may pa-plug in ko na yan dyan ngayon. So, therefore, ang 6 over 5 is r to the 20. See that? Therefore, ang 36 over 5 is ar raised to 69. And take note, yung pattern natin, di ba? So, laging plus 1 dito. So, that is 69 plus 1, 70. So, as for the question, which term? Kagaya kanina, so the answer is 70th term. Okay? 70th term. There you go. Okay, I hope you learned something on this video. So, more examples on the part 2 of this video lesson on geometric sequence. Stay safe.